It is a privilege to join you today at the 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, and I'm happy to be here. Last year, I addressed the same gathering. It is a decade-long platform that has consistently championed strategic dialogue between policymakers and the private sector. And I congratulate the organizers for sustaining a forum that continues to shape conversations around leadership, around innovation, and around national transformation. I am especially pleased to address this esteemed gathering on the theme Monetary Stability, Financial Sector Reform, and Industrial Growth, driving Ghana's economic transformation from vision to action. We do stand at a critical juncture in our nation's economic trajectory right now. Having navigated a recovery from global shocks, domestic imbalances, and financial sector vulnerabilities, the question before us now is no longer whether Ghana can recover. The real question is whether we can transform this recovery that has been achieved into a foundation for sustained prosperity, industrial competitiveness, and inclusive growth. This transformation requires far more than conventional approaches. It demands bold and decisive leadership, coordinated policy actions, technological innovation, institutional resilience, and above all, public confidence in the institutions that are entrusted with managing the economy. Yet within these challenges lies a unique opportunity, an opportunity to move beyond aspiration and translate our national vision into practical action and measurable outcomes. Outcomes that improve livelihoods, outcomes that strengthen businesses, and outcomes that restore confidence across the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, macroeconomic stability is the bedrock upon which every successful economy is built. A stable macroeconomic environment characterized by low and predictable inflation, as well as stable exchange rates, it provides the confidence that businesses need to invest, to expand, and to create jobs. Without price stability, businesses cannot plan. And without exchange rate stability, investors, just like yourselves, hesitate. Without confidence in economic management, long-term capital will retreat. So the mandate of the Bank of Ghana is therefore not merely a technical one. We see it as fundamentally developmental. Over the past several years, the bank has had to navigate exceptionally difficult conditions. And as you remember, inflation surged, fiscal pressures intensified, global financing conditions tightened, and market confidence weakened. These developments exposed structural weaknesses and underscored the importance of policy coordination, institutional credibility, and central bank independence. But we have responded decisively so far. Our monetary policy strategy has focused on restoring credibility, strengthening the monetary policy framework, rebuilding reserves, and stabilizing market expectations. Through disciplined policy implementation, inflation has moderated significantly. Exchange rate conditions have stabilized. Reserves have strengthened considerably, and confidence has rebounded in the economy. But stability must never be taken for granted. The recent geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, it must remind us that the global environment remains highly uncertain. And again, this justifies our strategy during last year to build greater amounts of international reserves. That is why we are able to stem the impact of the ongoing crisis, even better than some of our peer countries. All because we build the reserves, we build resilience. Commodity price volatility, supply chain disruptions, and financial market uncertainty. These continue to pose risks, particularly for emerging economies such as ours. And this is why the Bank of Ghana remains firmly committed to a forward-looking and data-dependent monetary policy framework. Our responsibility is not simply to react to events, but to anticipate risks, anchor expectations, and maintain conditions that support sustainable growth. To reinforce policy credibility, the bank has undertaken several reforms. First is that we have revamped our monetary policy framework. We have enhanced liquidity management operations to improve monetary policy transmission. We have strengthened reserve accumulation. And fourthly, we have improved transparency and accountability in policymaking. These reforms are not merely technical adjustments. They are part of a broader institutional reset that is aimed at restoring trust, restoring predictability, and restoring resilience in economic management. Now, on financial stability, no economy can achieve sustainable transformation without a stable and resilient financial system. Financial stability is not an abstract concept that is reserved for regulators. It affects businesses seeking credit, entrepreneurs like yourselves that are pursuing expansion, households saving for the future, and investors that are evaluating risk. A stable financial system mobilizes savings efficiently. It allocates capital productively. It absorbs shocks, and it supports economic expansion. And again, this is why the Bank of Ghana has shifted towards a more proactive, forward-looking, and risk-sensitive supervisory framework. We are strengthening our ability to identify vulnerabilities early enough. We want to anticipate emerging threats, and we want to ensure that the financial sector remains resilient in an increasingly complex environment. Our strategy is anchored in about 6 interconnected priorities. First is that we want to be proactive at identifying risk and mitigating these. Second is promoting innovation alongside resilience. Third is strengthening governance and accountability. Fourth is building capacity for emerging risks. And fifth is integrating climate and ESG risks into our supervision framework. Now, let me also touch on the importance of promoting innovation to drive economic transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, innovation is no longer optional. It is the engine of productivity, competitiveness, and inclusion. The businesses that will thrive in the future are those that can adapt quickly, those that can embrace technology, and those that can build cultures of continuous learning and innovation. This places a significant responsibility on CEOs and business leaders such as yourselves. You must not only manage your organizations, you must shape the future of these. Technology is fundamentally changing how we produce, how we trade, how we finance, and of course, how we govern. Artificial intelligence, data analytics, cloud computing, and digital finance, you name them. These are redefining business models and market structures all over the world. So therefore, Ghana cannot afford to be a passive observer in this transformation. The Bank of Ghana is therefore positioning itself at the forefront of digital financial innovation. We established the FinTech and Innovation Department, the Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Department, as well as the Virtual Assets Regulatory Department, all within last year. And this was based on our commitment to building a modern, inclusive, and efficient payment ecosystem. Indeed, digital finance is already transforming access to payments, savings, credit, investment, and remittance services. And fintech innovation in particular is lowering transaction costs, it is improving convenience, and it is expanding financial inclusion. So far, significant progress has been made in exploring how the electronic cedi, or the ECD, Ghana's proposed central bank digital currency, or CBDC, could be leveraged for cross-border payments following the successful completion of the pilot phase. The initiative reflects our broader commitment to exploring sovereign digital currency solutions and their potential to improve payment systems efficiency, including cross-border and wholesale payment applications. We are also leveraging cloud computing, and as I mentioned, we are deploying data analytics and artificial intelligence internally to strengthen policy analysis, improve decision-making, and of course, enhance operational efficiency. But innovation itself must be responsible. As we embrace technological transformation, we must also ensure that innovation is accompanied by sound governance, ethical safeguards, cybersecurity resilience, and consumer protection. So the challenge before us is therefore not simply to digitize, it is to digitize responsibly and inclusively. So as I end, while a macroeconomic stability creates the enabling environment, it is the private sector, such as yourselves, that ultimately drive transformation. As CEOs, you are the architects of economic growth, you are the creators of jobs, and the innovators who are shaping the future of our nation. To anchor Ghana's economic reset and sustain long-term growth, several priorities must guide our collective efforts. First is economic diversification. Second is value addition and industrialization. Third is stronger public-private partnerships. And fourth, governance and institutional integrity. So in conclusion, Ghana's economic transformation will not happen by accident. It will require disciplined policy choices, resilient institutions, innovative businesses, and courageous leadership. The task before us is challenging, but it is indeed achievable. The progress that we have made so far demonstrates that when institutions act decisively, when policy coordination is strengthened, and when the public and private sectors decide to work together, the vision of economic transformation can become a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, We must move beyond recovery. We must build a more competitive economy, a more innovative economy, a more resilient one, and above all, an economy that creates opportunities and prosperity for all Ghanaians. As business leaders, policymakers, and regulators, we each have a responsibility to shape that future for Ghana. Let us therefore seize this moment, not merely to discuss transformation, but to deliver it. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.